Grant ad. Checking audio. Everything seems to be in order. Good. There we go. What? Mamachi, thank you for the tier 1. 24 months. I really appreciate it. Hope you're doing good today. I mean, I kinda know, but still, you know. Anyways, that starts in 2 minutes. It ends in 2 minutes. Oh, we're almost there. Let me get some refs going on here while we wait. No, that's a ref of his butt. I need a ref of his head. See. That's the wrong one. Must be this one. There we go. Now I just need to figure this one out. Okay, so doesn't quite look like there is. This sword has much uniqueness to it, so yeah, it's a standard fantasy sword, little bit on the bluish side, so yeah, there we go. We're Gucci. We're Gucci. Okay, let's see. Are we done? Are we done? 12 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone! How is everyone doing? Hello. Hi Super Fudge, welcome to the stream. Hello Mamachi. Hello everyone. Hope you're all doing good today. Today we will continue with the boys. Continue with our lads. Hello. Hope you're all doing good. So I finished the sleeping animation. I believe I did this off stream. I wish I had worked more on this, but oi, what a day yesterday was. Let's just say it was a very draining day. So I did need some time off, but I am back. I am back and I'm gonna work on this. And now, this is gonna be interesting. Our boy here actually wields a sword. So, we're gonna do a sword slash animation. Those are always fun. Those are always fun. We can do these in a variety of different ways. I am gonna get this base sprite here. And let's add it to the ref sheets. We add it to the ref sheets over here to make sure we're focused. So now there is one detail I need to check. I need to check his dominant hand. Seems to be his right hand. Okay. He's a right-handed guy, so it's this one here. So we are gonna do... Let's see, do I already have a side? Yeah, this can work, this can work. We can take advantage of this. Of what we already have. So I don't have to redraw everything from scratch, or... Nah, you know what, I think it's gonna be easier if I just do the pose. Then we can fill in the deets. We can fill the deets later. Where is the sword hiding? Hello, Cherry! I have no idea. I don't really play this game to know for sure. Is even Bab's keyboard. How are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Don't worry, I gotcha. I understood, I understood. So I am thinking... But not that bad. You have crackers. Crackers are good. Yes, yes, yes. They are delicious and easy to digest. Very important traits. Very important traits. Hope you're doing good. So I was thinking for the pose, I am gonna have to take this entire outfit off. I kind of wanted to keep it on the side, but nah. We can get it back later. I was thinking for the pose to be kind of like... He's gonna start turning to the side with the sword. So he got the sword up here, and then he slashes it off. You know what I mean? I think it would look pretty cool and epic. And overall... Very impressive. This is supposed to be an impressive skin. I think I do, but I know not. Do you know this game, Cherry? Love in Deep Space. I think it's a game that's gained some both popularity and notoriety. You know what I mean? Like everything that exists on the internet, at one point it was sort of a controversy on Twitter. Which is like, I don't know. You breed, you're a controversy on Twitter. That one is gonna be an interesting search. Basically, it's a gacha with hot men that do ASMR for you. But also I hear there's good gameplay there too. So I've been contacted by a streamer I know who's become like an affiliate of the game. And they wanted me to do the boys for String Avatars, which is the program I use for my Ninjalings. My screen hasn't seen this many pretty stations. Since K-pop Demon Hunters, nice. Nice. K-pop Demon Hunter was a bop, I gotta say. Was definitely a fun watch. I really had no idea what to expect when I was watching that one. Which was just like, I keep hearing about this everywhere. We should watch it probably. I like pretty good animation. It really was. I went expecting nothing, and now those dance songs don't leave me. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. It was a musical. It was a very enjoyable musical. Isn't it fun how, you know, animated musicals used to be like Disney's main thing, and now it's not? And Sony is stealing their thunder now completely. Considering how well Disney's been doing that, yeah. Yeah. Disney musics have been a little bit special, haven't they? And God wishes. I don't know what I can say about wishes that hasn't been said to that. I feel like it's like shooting fishes in a barrel with an AK-47. Yeah, no. Wish they did a better job. I'm sure we all remember Love rehashed previous movie song, that super famous hit from Moana 2. We totally understand our villain, that's Smash from Wish. Oh god. Oh god. You know, one of the most fascinating reactions I saw to Wish was people sympathizing with the villain. Because he was probably the most fleshed out character in the movie. Even though he was like set up to be obviously evil, some people were like, maybe he has a point. You said wishes, the name is Wish. I have many wishes for that movie to not exist. Does that count, Momochi? Does that count? But yeah, I said it wrong. I said it wrong. That sure was a movie. That sure was a movie. Anyways. I am gonna need to use different colors for the arms. Protagonist. Oh my god, you're keeping all those people wishes? That's awful. I demand you let those deranged and lawful borderline criminal wishes go. The self-destructive martyring no good to anyone too. Do it now. Let people be awful. It is interesting how I don't think any movie knows who talks about wishes knows how to handle them well, because I haven't actually watched it, but I hear from semi-credible sources that they didn't do a very good job with like wishes, wish fulfillment plots in that one Wonder Woman movie, Wonder Woman 84 or something like that. Wonder Woman in the 80s. Yeah, let's call it Wonder Woman in the 80s. That one kinda swung the pendulum on the complete opposite direction. Feeling, girl, I'm not doing this to keep my land safe. I'm the good guy here. I kept everyone safe and brainwashed for decades. But now that you've given me a minor inconvenience, I'm just gonna become a mass murderer. Thank you. Yeah, then Wonder Woman once swung in the opposite direction where, like, I think the villain was powered by wishes, and the plot was kind of like, oh, wishes are just selfish stuff, and you should like try to do it yourself. Meanwhile, there's the one kid in the wheelchair, little Tim in the wheelchair, who just wishes that he could walk again. And Wonder Woman's like, no, little Timmy, that's too selfish. Wanting mobility. Pfft. At least that's what the essayist told me. I haven't actually watched the movie. Does that match? If you watch the movie, please let me know if that actually matches. Because that sounded wild to me. Do you want spoilers? Sure, I'm probably not gonna watch it. I like the original Wonder Woman movie too much. I don't want to watch it. If I heard it was bastardizing the original movie, I don't want to watch it. I'm okay with spoilers. I'm almost certain there was something like that, but my brain was stuck on Wonder Woman sexually assaulting some random man's body just to have sex with her dead boyfriend. But yes, there was a person who essentially got more powerful the more wishes were granted, and in true comic book fashion, did nothing right with it. Ah. Wait, what was that? Was that part of the wishes thing? Ah, I see. I see. Hello, Hatapaya. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Did you know that there's a Nicolas Cage movie that has a similar plot to that? I learned about it recently. So, in the Nicolas Cage version, consider it's a Nicolas Cage movie, I'm not even surprised. I know, right? I know, right? The man's been everywhere. The man has even been, how do I put it? Narcissistic Dracula. The man is a manifold of talent, I suppose. Talent for not hiring good agents. But anyways. So, in this Nicolas Cage movie, which in the name I don't quite remember, but there is a trailer on... There is a trailer, I swear. Nicolas Cage is a truck driver that finds a lady who has the power to talk to the dead or something. She can kind of cross over to the other side, and this lady tries to resurrect her daughter with Nicolas Cage help or something. But then this is where the thing gets weird. She thinks she brought her daughter back to life, but by accident she actually brought back Nicolas Cage's dead wife back to life. And now Nicolas Cage is like dating this woman while having an affair with her daughter, who is actually his dead wife. And then they start plotting to kill her. That is the movie. I must imagine he reads the script makes him say what the fuck more than 4 times, he's in. But it's required that it makes it even weirder. Yeah, though, that sounds correct. That sounds correct. I think my face right now must be horrified. My cheeks hurt and not in a good way. Sorry, Cherry. Sorry. But I found out about this movie and now I am making it everyone's problem. You understand, right? Apparently there is one, I kinda wanna watch this one, that's called Judo Master. And Nicolas Cage is a judo master that has to fight aliens every X amount of years in order to save the world. Speaking of making things other people trouble, let's talk about human centipede. There is a song about human centipede about... That does sound interesting. It does. It sounds very cagey too. That's like the most Nicolas Cage thing ever. Right? Imagine being similar to Nicolas Cage in the teenage superhero one. The one where he voiced Superman in Teen Titans Go to the movie? Because that was the thing. He finally got his Superman role and it was for freaking Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans Go to the movies. The cartoon that is 90% of Cartoon Network's programming nowadays, Teen Titans Go, had a movie and Superman was in it, and who voiced Superman in that one but Nicolas Cage himself? Man. I know it's meant to be a show about awful people being awful to each other, but for all the fans of the original, it must hurt like where you got like this cool anime. It's like Saint Seiya suddenly becomes Seinfeld, right? Can you imagine that? Oh, Kick-Ass! Kick-Ass was cool, I think. You read the first 3 episodes of Sensei. I watched the first one. I watched the first one the other day. I was bored and I realized that Crunchyroll actually had them. And I was like, do they have like in Japanese? And no, they didn't. They only had in Portuguese. I was thoroughly disappointed. Not even subtitles to other languages too. I was planning to force my Discord to watch Senseiyo with me while I explained it. But now it's gonna be a bit harder. I would actually need to simultaneously translate what the hell they were saying. Which makes the endeavor significantly more effort. And I think a little bit more effort than it's worth. First 3 episodes, slice of life, some martial arts boost tip, interpersonal relationship, and next 50 episodes. Here's another night with questionable or color from another horoscope, magical bullshit, go. Yeah. You even got like a love triangle setup going on with Cassius at the beginning, right? And at least 4's already being shouted per episode. Oh, goddess. Man. You know, for a reincarnation of a powerful ancient goddess, she really did like jack shit, right? She did like nothing. And she was so indifferent to suffering too. I remember watching her in that training arc. She's watching like two guys killing each other and she's like doesn't blink. I'm the literal goddess of war and wisdom. Watch me never fight or care. I remember as a child, I looked at her wand thing, right? And I was like, when is she gonna do something with that? Is that just for show? That can't be for show, right? She's gonna do something eventually, right? She's gonna do something, right? Right? Did she ever do something with that? Outside of, I don't know, shoving it up Seiya's ass in fanfics. 30 years later in the Hari Saga? Oh my god, it has a use. It actually has a use? Oh my god. And it only took 30 years. You know what? To be fair, that is all I was expecting that thing to do. Let's be real, this show lives and dies on its magic bullshit. And it is more, it isn't really like a weapon per se. It is more of a caster rod more than anything, right? She pleasures the staff different up, say I can feel the Pegasus. It's like, give me your strength, Pegasus! While she's doing that. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Can see it clearly. I can see it clearly. You know, that sounds about right. Say sorry, here comes my Pegasus meteor. Beautiful. The funny thing is, everyone thought she was pretty hot. The art style isn't that great, but everyone thought she was pretty hot. I had teachers who thought she was pretty hot. Interestingly enough. You had what? I had teachers. So let's just say there was, in my old school, there was a lot of inappropriate conversations around, I want to say, I don't know how to say it. Around the year before the last year of school, basically. Teachers were more like, oh, I'm talking to an almost adult. They're like 16 or something. Yeah. Oh, looking at the Sensei wiki, all the Bronze Knights would have brothers somehow. There's actually... I don't know if I saw that on an episode or if I saw it in one of those anime magazines that used to be all the rage in the 90s. But apparently, you know the guy who adopted Saori? Remember that guy, the old man? The old man who's like super rich and financed the building of the Steel Knights? Remember those guys who like appear in one episode and never again? Yeah, so apparently he was tasked with giving birth to the knights that would protect Athena. So he went on a tour around the world fucking different women. So his mighty seed would produce the knights who could harness the power of the cosmos. They're all half brothers of this one guy who did that, which is Saori's adoptive parent. That is canon. That old man, he is Seiya and company's dad. He went on a home-wrecking world tour to get as many women pregnant as possible so the plot could happen. What a terrible day not to be a weekend yet to say I need alcohol. I'm sorry, Cherry. I actually hold him. My issue is I learned cursed things about franchises that I like, and I am never able to forget. So it's just lying dormant. So one day when I'm having a conversation, I'm actually wholesome. We didn't go that far. I never claimed to be wholesome. You do remember I know you for like 18 years. That is true. That is true. I just do my thing. I just do my thing. I think the blade is around the right size. I think I'll keep the other arm hidden here in the back. And then... let's see. From here... I might need some transitional frames, but we can go from... There we go. But God, the most... I don't even know if I wanna say this. What was the most disturbing thing I heard from a teacher? Let's see. I think I'm gonna say the second most disturbing thing I heard from a teacher. I had a female biology teacher say that she was told by her male friends that erections are painful if they stay for too long. And to this day, I don't know what was the context that her male friends told her that. So that is like the second most disturbing thing just because of the implications. Now you do you. Your biology teacher. She was a substitute biology teacher, but yes. And that was high school, not college. I remember hearing that and being like, oh, good thing she is not really gonna be here for more than a few months. I don't think she's very qualified. She also said that if she magically swapped bodies with a man, she would shave her head clean because she really likes bald heads. I don't remember I don't remember the context for that conversation or why it even happened at all. I think I just overheard it while she was talking to other girls. Because she's not a man apparently, Cherry. My guess is she was into bald men, right? And that was like her way of saying that. Strap on, fix that right up. I don't know, maybe it was a long time ago and the technology just wasn't there. Those poor ancient times, yeah. Oh, maybe we can outstretch the legs a bit further to increase like make the pose a little bit more dynamic. It's unfortunate that I don't have that much space to work with in the canvas. Because like when I was doing the attack pose for the boy that had twin knives, since the knives had like a lower range, I could do like more. Anyways, Sherry, you said you were going to share one of yours, so I'm curious. Let's see. Well, my most disturbing thing is I heard was my physics teachers were nearing 40, bragging to the boys in class about having sex with his students. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god. Wait, how? Why the frick was the nun, like, okay with sex talk? It gets worse somehow. Regardless, the age is like a huge problem, but like... Even if you go like by the I don't know, different times logic, it still doesn't make sense that the nun would be okay with that. Jesus Christ. Because she was his friend, that's what makes all good. Ah, yes, that logic. Of course, of course, of course. Yikes. Oh, yikes, 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 yikes. Holy frick. You know what? I think you beat my words. I think you beat my words. My words was something similar to that, but indirectly. He wasn't the only male teacher who constantly flirted with girls at school either, which was the most... Oh no. Oh no. And no one warned the parents, right? Oh, what's your worst? So the worst thing I ever heard was a teacher who was talking about how smart his friend was, because what his friend would do is he would look for younger girls and treat them well while they're young, because most boys are stupid. Most young boys are stupid. So he would look for like girls who were like in their 13s and 14s and treat them nice. So when they're like 16, he would date them essentially. Parents didn't believe us. It sounds pretty unbelievable. So yeah. Later, I found out that this is called grooming. It sounded pretty weird, but I was really young, so I had no idea how bad it actually was. Damn near textbook of that. It is. It is. Absolutely. And the guy was like, man, what a genius. That is so perfect. You know, that it's like, Goddamn, bro. Goddamn. Okay, so now I am thinking... I don't want to be like this. I don't think I want a slash down. Not one that starts from the other side. I want one that's more... horizontal? So yeah, so... God, teachers? Teachers are wild. Like, Jesus Christ. They really should at least have some sort of evaluation before they allow someone to teach impressionable youth. That's the weird thing, they kinda do. It doesn't seem to work at all. supposedly they do, at least. Good God. For public schools, yes, but not for private. Really? Really? Private schools, they just hire anyone like that? I see. Are not mandated anyways. Okay, you know what? That actually explains a lot now. That actually explains a lot. Yeesh. And weirdly enough, you weren't less in teaching in public schools, too. Weird. That is really sad. Education! Yippee! Let's not even talk about specialized schools like people or English school. You know, here's a funny story. I almost teached at an English school once. I almost teached. This was right before COVID was about to start, which pretty much prevented me. I wasn't like doing much with myself, so I decided to try teaching English. And I applied for a few English schools around my city, right? And I got called for one, and I passed the interview, but like, you know, when you haven't even started and you already know your boss is kind of a moron. You're like, oh god, I haven't even started, and uh-oh. Yeah, so that was what happened basically. That was what happened because basically I felt like, you know, when you feel like you're in a Twilight episode and everything you think you know, people are just challenging that constantly. You missed nothing. I taught at people for a while and an English school for around a year, and they were miserable experiences. Yeah, I can imagine. Because it was interesting. The salary that I was supposed to earn, which was hourly, right? Wasn't very good, but wasn't too bad. But the boss at the school, right, was like, by the way, I'm paying you hourly for now, but I want you guys to go full-time here. And the full-time proposition, was actually horrible money-wise. You would work much longer hours and you would get paid much less per hour because it was a monthly salary instead. And the guy was also like, and we expect teachers to show their team spirit and dress up as the mascot sometimes when we're doing promotions of the school on the street. The school is closed, by the way. Anyways. But I was like, what the heck? What the heck? And if you were teaching to older students, you were also expected. That's exactly what people did. They paid around 21 reals per hour for independent teachers, but 8.3 for contracted teachers who also had to develop curriculum. Yeah, it makes no freaking sense. It makes no freaking sense. What the hell do you mean? I'm gonna work more and get less pay. I mean that's probably great for you, right? That's just awesome for you, I suppose. But what the heck? Because independent teachers don't get the 13th salary. Okay. Okay, let's use base maths and logic to debunk that in 5 seconds. So, you get 1 extra month of payment, which means you get 1 extra 830. So that means in 1 month you will earn 1660. 1 month of the year you won 1660, which is still lower than 21, which you would earn the whole year. Yeah, you just earn more in general. Like, let me guess. I guess the guy was like, well, we're hiring English teacher, not math teachers. Dude, that's just pathetic. That is just pathetic. That is just pathetic, yeah. Yeah. Funnily enough, the thing that stopped me from teaching was actually... Because I was like, okay, this is probably gonna be a terrible experience, but at least it's experience, I suppose, right? I don't have to do this for too long, just see if I can get started somewhere or something. But then, my grandma had to be rushed to the hospital the exact day when I was supposed to start. So I warned them that I would not be able to start, and they were kind of like, if you don't start this day, then you don't come back. So I didn't come back, and I went to help my grandma in the hospital. It would have been a great experience seeing how terrible things at work can be. Oh no, not the grandma. Yeah, no, she's fine. She's fine. But then after that started, because she had to do surgery. And right after COVID hit, and I was like, okay, if I get contaminated, I am not. I am gonna transmit it to her, and I can't have that on my mind. I'm not dying of starvation right now. We can hold it off until this COVID stuff is over. It's gonna be like what, a few weeks of everyone inside and everything is done. It's gonna be fine. So after a year, we started looking into VTubing. So we started looking into streaming. Yeah, that's kind of how we started here. So the funniest thing is why I started doing pixel art. It was because we were looking into streaming. Momochi was very interested into it. I think at the time Nano was looking into streaming as well. She was already an artist. And she had a group of friends who were trying to become VTubers. So I don't remember the full order, but basically Momochi we were like, oh, maybe we should do this, and Momochi like made a model for me first while she was gonna work on her own, and she was like, here, you start, you go first. So I was like, okay. So... yeah, at first, she was in such a rush. She learned a little bit of Live 2D, so she could read the model for me. It was a good, for a first effort, it was very good. I think I still have it here, hold up. Let me get that, actually. I still have it, let me still have it. Yes, it's right here. There you go. This was my first model. As you can see, I can barely move, but that's normal. She did a bang up job with the art. Though she will say she hates it. It's better than most models I see now. I know! I kinda started deluxe. But here's something funny. No. Nah, Momochi was too judgmental. She said she didn't animate my legs at all. But she animated them a little bit. Because at first she didn't want to make it the legs. Because it was like, oh, you're gonna be here 90% of the time anyways. Why should I animate the legs? And then... oops, she made her own model. Which is still here because we use it to share this PC to stream. Something your password very animated. And this was Momochi 1.0. Look how cute and pure. Boing, boing, boing. Isn't it adorable? I like her new model, but her old model is also adorable. And yeah, like Momochi worked very hard on these. She even like got... Hold up, let me go back now. This is my current regular model that she made for me. Which looks awesome, but when I'm doing pixel art, I like to use the pixel art model. The pixel art model I did myself. Pixel art model was me. Oopsie. What? I don't need this, I can actually use my... I did it based on her design. Originally, I made the pixel model, the female pixel model first, then I did the male one. I did it as kind of a joke at first, but it turned out pretty popular. So there's a 2.0 of the female pixel model coming soon. It's also very cute, so much so that seeing a masculine version feels wrong somehow. Well, I'm gonna go with thank you. Though I'm not entirely sure. It might just be because when you first got here, you saw me in the female form first. Could be just that. Wait, did I do as a new frame? Because I had like a count. Hold up, let me check something. Alright, we're going to head out, chat. It'd be good to Kiba. Kiba, have a wonderful thing. Alright, Sherry, have a good one. Have a good night. Okay, so have a good one. And thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Good to see you. People who, but it is funny what Sherry said. I think people who are used to me in the male model for longer find the male model more fitting. But people who saw me in the female model first find the female model more fitting. Which is interesting. That means I'm doing a good job at being versatile, I suppose. I suppose that makes me very versatile. I remember I actually tried this pool so many times before. But I've yet to get a straight answer about which model people like most. People just say, whatever it works for you. I don't know if it's a landmine to ask. Might be a loaded question, like, guys, which gender do you prefer me to be? Come to think of it, that does sound like a loaded question. I swear I'm not... I swear it's not like some weird tricky question. But I guess it could be interpreted as that. Okay, so let's see. And we can like go back up and end the animation. Yeah. That seems good. That seems good. I also seem to have a lot of very nice bi people in the audience who just go both. Which are like, you know what, fair? That is absolutely fair. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, know what? Valid. Okay. God. I saw a VOD of Henya playing Mega Man. OG Mega Man. It is, I'll be real, it's making me itch to play the old games. I mean, I'm already playing 03. But I am really getting in the mood to like playing old platformers again. Mega Man, the original Mega Man game, I remember being very hard. I don't know if I was able to beat it the first time I tried it. I think I can beat it now. I'm pretty sure. I hope. Now that I'm older. You know what I mean? It's like... those games were very difficult. But Mega Man as a series was anything but unfair. Was anything but unfair. You have bullshit moments, but like, you have unlimited continues, you have the password system, so you can stop and come back to playing it again. Which, by the way, I was kind of an idiot when I was little. You know? Could be relatable. I don't know if you were kind of an idiot when you were little. I was kind of an idiot when I was little. I didn't understand what password meant. So I didn't know I could actually drop the game and pick it back up again later. I didn't know that that was a thing. I didn't know that I was supposed to write the password down. I was to be fair, I was very little when I owned a Nintendo system. I just didn't know. I didn't know what password meant. It was in another language. And I wasn't sure what that meant. So that means that every time I attempted to beat Mega Man, it had to be a one shot run. Which, to be fair, the game really isn't that big. It's not a big game. But that also meant that... But I wasn't a very good player. So that meant I would spend like an entire afternoon dying to the same boss over and over, only to reach the very close to the final stage, be very, very tired, and then having to redo everything again because I fucked up the jump or whatever. So it was rough. It was very rough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. How many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I added extra. I don't need this one. Okay. There we go. Nice. Okay, I think this is a cool attack animation. What do you think, chat? I just think the little head bop is kind of unnecessary. So I can just put the one where he's looking to the side already over at the first sprite. And we should be good to go. Look at me actually using... the... What are these are called? Esboço. Draft. There we go. Actually using draft. Instead of trying to edit everything and taking 3 extra hours than I actually should. There we go. For more complex animations, using the drafting your animation before you do it works best. It works best. It doesn't have to every time. Sometimes it's easier to edit it out, right? But other times it is way better. To just draft it. Have the patience to like redo the deets. Because at the end of the day, it is harder to make details for your sprite when you're doing it for the first time. Because on the first time, you're not entirely sure where everything is supposed to go. There are more decisions in the process, and it makes it harder because of that. But when you already know where everything's supposed to be, redrawing it isn't even hard. I had two different types of situations. I had situations where the redrawing took longer, and I had situations where I just got stuck into this one stupid detail that I was trying to import to the other sprite, and it just wasn't working. It just wasn't working. I just couldn't edit it. I just couldn't make it look good and anything that I do. So yeah. I am giving sketches a go. I'm usually more on the editing side of things, but not today. Today we edit. It's been working out pretty good. Can't complain. And this. Then we put this here. This music is super relaxing. It might be a little bit too relaxing for my current time zone. It makes me sleepy, chat. It makes me sleepy. But yeah, there was one other time where I don't think I actually finished the story of how I was teaching at the, because I didn't elaborate on why things felt weird. So one of the things that felt really weird when I was at that job, right, was first off, the dude was selling everyone how great the learning system was, which honestly, it wasn't terrible, but I had doubts about how the efficacy, and just to show everyone how effective it was, he brought out a student, and the student was like stuttering all the time while he was making her showcase, which was like, oh god, poor girl. To her, that little demonstration probably felt like she was doing some sort of impromptu pop quiz, I think, because she was so nervous trying to talk in English with us. And I was looking at that and I was like, I hope it wasn't too obvious that I was frowning, because I was definitely frowning. And I didn't really want to scare the girl. But I was kind of like, uh-oh. And then everyone clapped. I was like, what? And one of the other teachers that I was gonna work with was like, oh my god, she's so confident in speaking. And I was, was she? Really? Like, I'll be real, because I never like taught in these schools before. I never even went to many English schools before, because I'm mostly self-taught when it comes to English too. Sorta, like I had like some early education in English, and it kind of carried me hard, because the English that is required in schools is usually very basic, like super duper basic stuff. So you can kind of don't have to do anything and still be considered like awesome at English. by those standards. And because of internet and gaming and Pokemon out of all things, I had like a really good vocabulary, actually. So I never really had to join one of these schools. So I didn't know what to expect, essentially. And like the girl had like no confidence. It was... I felt kind of bad for her because she like had very little confidence and everyone's like, no, that is the level. That is the level. She did, I guess she didn't pee herself, so she must be confident or something like that. I was very bewildered. I was like, are you guys really teaching her English well enough that she's confident? Doesn't feel like it. And the actual teaching system was so dull. It was so dull. Like, kind of a good thing I didn't get hired because it would probably be very bad for the students if their teacher fell asleep in the middle of the class, which I'm sure I would have. It was just repeating stuff over and over and over. I guess it focused so hard on memorization, and there was like nothing that was a bit more intellectually stimulating, you know? Like, there were some games that to play to memorize, but they were stuff for like very, very special situations kinda deals. So I had concerns. And unfortunately, there was like no room for like my personal input in that. Like, I had to follow the book that they had, the book of the you could say I had to do things by the book, but it was kind of like, okay, technically that's less work for me. And at least the system isn't stupid. Because that was another thing, there was another school I tried that had a system that was like literal hot garbage for teaching. Which was the baby system. Where like, well, when you're a baby, you learn language different. So we decided to recreate the learning language as a baby experience. Which is... I think has been widely disproven as an effective method for teaching language. For the very simple reasons that your brain is just different when you're a baby. When you're a baby, your brain is like a sponge. It just absorbs information almost randomly. So there is no system that's going to recreate that kind of learning. If you wanna teach adults language, you gotta teach adults language. You can't try to teach fictitious babies language. You know what I mean? So that one place was garbage, and also they were a pyramid scheme, and you know, no, I'm not entirely sure how a language school can be a pyramid scheme. I don't know how they achieved that, but they achieved that. Now this other one, the main reason I thought that the guy in charge felt like kind of a moron was basically because I kind of read the same management books he did, and whenever he was like trying to motivate us or anything like that, I could almost list the page where he read how to do it, and he was like literally just parroting what was written in the book word by word. You know when you kind of study for a test, but not really, so you just repeat whatever the fuck the textbook said? That was that guy's management and motivational skills in a nutshell. That's how he was. That and the whole trying to get us to be full-time, pay less, and work on weekends. I didn't mention that one of the things that the school was proud to have in its teaching, right, was that the teacher was at the back and call of the student. What a great deal for the student. If the student wants special help with anything, our teachers will be there. We won't actually pay extra for them for that. We're just gonna force them to do it. And if they want to get paid, they better goddamn do it. So the guy was talking about how we will, if the students wanted us to give them private lessons on the weekend, we would have to come. And by the way, he wanted us full. That's one of the reasons he wanted us full time, so he wouldn't need to pay us for that. You know, what a great deal for them. Again, I'm just gonna say it. It makes sense. It makes sense. If you can get all the service in the world for no cost, wouldn't you do it? You would do it. Everyone wants everything, right? But that's kind of the basis. That's the basics of economics. Everyone wants amazing service for free. That is obvious. That is like an obvious thing. If you could not pay anything, would you not pay anything? And the answer is yes. I mean, yes. Yes, I would like free things. Free things are fun. Free things are fun. Everyone wants free things. But we can't have free things because there's cost. There's cost of time. There's cost of labor. There's all kinds of costs attached to things. So we sit down and try to figure out how much we pay each other for services, right? That's how that works. That's how the market works. That's how capitalism is supposed to work. There's supposed to be like there's this magical cryptid called the invisible hand of market that is supposed to move the scales of cost and production till they reach their optimum median where everyone is satisfied with what they're paying and what they're earning. Right? Supposedly. But unfortunately, people aren't really too keen on the win-win when instead of win-win, why don't we win and they lose and we win more? Yeah. Yeah, that's That's where shit usually goes wrong. That's where shit goes south. This is how shit goes south, chat. It's an unfortunate truth. But yeah, so there were a lot of advantages. One thing that was really weird though is that they had like a preschool there. Which, alright, that's cool. That's cool. The preschool was actually like had better material. Than the older students. They had like better stuff. It felt like it had more fun activities in the books, and it was like a more playful way to learn English, and honestly a part of the material just like felt better. But the weird thing was that the teachers weren't specialized for little children. They wanted us to like fill in these roles randomly. Like, oh, on day X, you will randomly be assigned to a kindergarten class. Which is like, huh. So you're telling me I gotta randomly be ready to deal with children on a bad day without that really being part of my job description, huh? Interesting. Interesting. And you think nothing bad is gonna happen with that? That is very interesting. That's a very interesting premise you have there. It's not that I am bad with children. It's that I do swear a lot. I swear a lot in English. I swear a lot in Portuguese too. So, cause like I don't see swearing. I use swearing to put emphasis on words, which is like a really bad habit, I'll admit it. So like, I don't really feel too comfortable. I can tone back, obviously, but like randomly having to deal with children, would it without it being my job description, wouldn't like be. It would be like, huh. Again, interesting. And do you think that's a good idea? Huh, okay. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, the place closed. Last time I passed it through it, it was closed. So, yeah. And then I started streaming on Twitch. And I decided that, hey, a long ass time ago, I used to do random sprite edits. Maybe I am gonna pick up sprite art to do tiny silly little animations to use just so I could use them personally. I just wanted to do the silly sprites for my own stream. I just wanted to do resources because I didn't want to use anime GIFs like everyone else was doing, because I was a little bit afraid of how copyright laws were shaping up, that I would end up having like not being able to use anything on my stream. That was the reason I picked up pixel art. It was just so I could do my own resources for streaming. Well, actually, there were two reasons. The first reason was so I could do my own resources on stream. Once I gotten some positive reinforcement from Momochi and Nano's art community at large, I was like, wait a minute, I'm good at this? And I wasn't good, but I was kinda not sucking at it, and it's kinda like Jake says, the first step towards being good at something is sucking at it, and then you suck at it a little bit less until you start to get good. And with a healthy dose of encouragement and positive reinforcement, I am currently at this level on my journey as a pixel artist. And god damn it, I like it. I like doing pixel art, I like doing animations. The animation part is interesting. Because it's like, okay, so you're telling me you used to do sprite edits a long time ago and you finally decided to do your own sprites for once after all this time, and you ended up learning how to do it essentially. But what the freak is up with the animation thing? Don't people usually... How did you pick up the animation part then? And that one is funny. When I was little, I saw people on the internet making fan games for Mega Man and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, that's pretty neat. So I had a game creator program that was called Click and Create. I don't even know how I got it, but I had it. And I used it to make fan games for Mega Man, Zelda, just whatever I could get my grubby little hands on the sprite sheet. And I never published it then. I never published any of them in any sites, any whatsoever. I did them completely as a hobby. I just didn't really care to share. It didn't make sense to me to share. I didn't even know how I could get those uploaded into other people's sites or stuff like that. It didn't even occur to me. I just did them. And sometimes I would like give like you know, this is old because at the time you would still use floppy disks to save those games. They were really tiny. And sometimes I would like give them to friends or something like that. And that was the extent of it. But in doing so, I worked a lot with sprite sheets. And I had to import the sprite sheets in the games for them to work. And in doing so, I ended up kind of learning a lot about sequencing animations. Subconsciously, even. So to this day, I still like take referral a little bit. There's still like a little bit of a reference archive in my head of just the time I was just messing around with click and create creator, and I tried to like make a character move by doing tiny edits. Cause here's the thing, there are a surprising amount of characters that don't actually have walking animations in game. Usually they have like a different motion, like jumping, right? So they jump from place to place, which is absolutely fine if you're a boss in a boss fight. But in my case, because I was trying to make to turn like these enemies into playable characters a lot of the time, I had a thing. I had a thing where I wanted to make a game where a boss that I liked was a good guy, right? But sometimes that boss would like have no animation whatsoever. So from that, I exorcised the wrong notions of animations from me. Like, wrong notion number one, like whenever you're like starting from scratch, thinking about how to animate something, the first thing you're gonna do is to like edit the foot going up and down, right, in place, to be like, that's a movement animation. And that isn't a very good movement animation, unfortunately. It ain't that easy. It's a good try, it's a good effort. It is a good effort. Good first effort. So I got a lot of those out of the way right at from the beginning. So that helped it a little bit. A friend once said that in order to learn to draw well, you gotta get at least 1,000 bad drawings out of the way first. You need to make 1,000 bad drawings first before you can learn how to draw well. Which I think it's very valid. It's a very valid way. Because like in the idea is basically your drawings aren't gonna look good at first when you're practicing. Even if you're already using the right techniques, it takes a while for you to be able to draw the shapes well enough. You gotta train your muscles and stuff like that. So the idea that you're purging the bad drawings out of your body first isn't inaccurate. It's not quite what's happening, but it's not quite wrong either. Hatta said that one, if I'm not mistaken. And I wholeheartedly agree with him. Wholeheartedly agree. I think it's a good way to look at it because it does give you like a little bit of realistic ambition. Like, okay, I'm getting the bad drawings out of the way and it's gonna look awesome eventually. Although I gotta say, I respond better to positive motivation. So like finding stuff that I did that I thought looked okay in the drawing makes more sense to me to be motivated than being like, okay, that drawing sucks, let's go to the next. But you know what? We are all human, we all work different. You gotta find the stuff that works for you. At the end of the day. If you wanna draw, if you wanna do art, you gotta figure out what works for you. I used to draw a long time ago, like regular drawings and stuff. I wasn't extremely good at it. I knew very basic stuff. I was like nothing special. So I ended up dropping it after a while. But like, when I got back into drawing through pixel art, I was really glad. Because I do think it's like super fun to draw something that other people appreciate it. Making people happy with stuff you're doing yourself. It's nice. The only downside of doing commissions is that sometimes I wish I had just a little bit more free time so I could draw stuff as gift for people. But honestly, I have a lot of fun with commissions too, so I can't really complain. When someone has a special request, I'm always like, ooh, I wonder what it could be. Or when someone tries to explain like a complicated idea, I'm like, oh, I wonder how I can better make that happen. A lot of problem solving goes into making art. And it's kind of like a little puzzle sometimes. Okay, how am I going to deliver this thing that this person wants with the things that I know I can do with the tools that I have for me? And figuring that part out is part of the fun. I find it very enjoyable. And thank God I enjoy the process too. I find doing pixel art very relaxing. I like it a little better than normal drawing. I've been taking some drawing lessons because anatomy learning anatomy better is good. Helps me do like different positions that I wouldn't be able to do with my current knowledge. I had lessons today actually. Alright, so we got a bad case of pixels here. There we go. I think... Yeah, there we go. Better. Better. Mm-hmm. Okay, so put the gloves like this. This part here doesn't make sense. So this. Man, this is a good bop. This is a really good bop. Can we like this? No. Very nice bop. There we go. Yeah, looks like... Nah, I think we're gonna be able to finish this on time. We're gonna be able to finish this animation for the string, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. Which game is this from? Ah, okay. From Tales in the Sky are trails, not tails. Trails in the sky. What kind of trails? I don't know. Could be trail mix. Maybe someone threw a pack of peanuts up in the sky and that's where the name came from. Can you imagine? Yes, we named our very important game series after the peanut incident of 2006. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's say like this, I think. Yeah, I think this is it. I have no idea where we would be. Na 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 na. Man, my luck for collabs with Momochi hasn't been the greatest. I think I wanna pause my collab with Momochi indefinitely until like every single thing is sorted out properly. Like, Jesus Christ. There we go. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna have to dodge spoilers like Neo dodges bullets from the Matrix. Which honestly hasn't actually been that hard. The fan art has been very tame when it comes to spoiler. People are mostly just fawning over TV Guy a lot. And I know The Night Appears, but like the name of chapter 4 is The Night Appears, so that's not really a spoiler. I mean, it's no bigger spoiler than what Toby Fox spoiled with the title name. So, yeah. So far, we're good on that front. We're doing pretty good on that front. Playing old Final Fantasy games is also something I want to do. I want to play so much stuff. I want to play so much stuff for you guys. I just wanna... My main thing with streaming is I wanna share things I like with other people. Maybe help people who like, for one reason or another, would usually never play something like that or just didn't know that game X existed, stuff like that, to experience the games that I loved. And then we talk about it. So far in my streaming journey, I had games that I really loved, that I know that I still do, and other games that I was kind of like, wow, I like that? Amazing. Those were rarer though. I can't think of any example off the top of my head, actually. I have been lucky to continue to like consistently what I liked. And honestly, I do want to share some trashy stuff that I played a long time ago that I was like, oh my god, what is this? But that can take a little longer. I did share one game on the channel today a long time ago, which was Dark. A game that people don't even know exists. I do kind of want to play it to the end at one point on stream. For no particular reason other than I think it's funny. I think it's a really funny game. It was so misguided. I can... The sad thing is, I can absolutely see what the developers were thinking when they made the game. Because I believe it was a time where both the horror genre and the stealth genre were getting more... How do I say? They were getting more action-y, right? Like, different genres were starting to dilute each other. One genre was starting to pull the other genre in the same direction and stuff like that. And there were a lot of gamers who wanted more purist approaches to certain things. Particularly the horror genre had that, where people were like, I don't want to be able to fight the monster. I want to run around scared like a little girl and cower in fear as the monster comes after me. By the way, this is pretty much why Outlast exists. Which is exactly that. That's the experience when you play Outlast. You're pretty damn helpless and you're just running away all the time, having to hide in different places from all sorts of different baddies who may or may not have their genitalia exposed. I'm not entirely sure people were clamoring for exposed genitalia in their original rants, but there you go, you got it as a bonus. You got that exposed genitalia you always wanted. I didn't say anything about exposed genitalia. There you go, Jimmy. All the exposed genitalia you could ever want. No need to thank me. Anyways, exposed genitalia from Outlast's side. In the same vein that Outlast tried to be a pure survival horror experience, Dark was going for a pure stealth experience. So much so that unlike things like, I don't know, Metal Gear Solid, right? Where there would be some amount of combat, even though it might not always be the most efficient, might be very inefficient to take as a route. You could opt into it if you like a very extreme situation arose, right? That was in the game. Dark was like, nah, we don't need it. Much like SpongeBob, who didn't need the water, we don't need a battle system. We can do stealth pure, complete, pure, unadulterated stealth. Who needs combat? We're gonna have bosses in our games, but we won't have combat. No. Our game is about vampires, by the way. Who wants to fight as a vampire using superpower? Not us. We want to be vampires who skulk around in the corners and hide. That's the kind of vampire you want to be, just non-stop hiding. You hide from sunlight, you hide from Texas, and you hide from your mom. That's the true vampire way. And that's Dark. Dark is a game where you're a vampire. You can't fight, can't get hit by bullets, kinda almost insta-death. To be fair, most of the bullets are from vampire hunters who like bathe them in sun or something, so the insta-death is almost warranted, except sometimes you're also in an alley fighting against thugs, and the thugs' regular weapons also kill you instantly, which even begs the question why the vampire hunters needed like special treatment for their bullets or anything like that. But you know, you were recently bitten. The elder vampires are much stronger. No, they're not. Anyways, so that game is funny. It is super funny. Apparently, the voice actor for Geralt worked on it as the main character. And I had no idea until someone pointed out on stream the time that I played it. I kinda wanna play it again, and I really don't at the same time. That's because the game is jank. The game is like really jank. Like I said, It's pure stealth and no combat. If you get caught, you're pretty dead. I think you can reset the enemy's ability to find you. I think that is the mechanic. But I remember it being very hard to pull off, actually. So... And one of the things that you have to witness is the sheer balls of the game developers. For like, in our pure stealth game with no combat whatsoever, you get stealth kills. You have stealth kills. But you don't have combat. Your character can't even kick. You know what they added? In this pure stealth game? They added boss battles. How? How do you add boss battles to a game that is supposed to be pure stealth? It has no combat system. You have no kicks. You have no... You barely have a jump button, if I'm not mistaken. Well, the answer is very simple. The way to beat the boss is to stealth around them. It is a stealth game after all. So you have to like sneak behind the enemy 5 times and perform a different stealth kill that would like sabotage an armor suit or something like that, and just do that over and over. They went to that and they were like, you know what? This is amazing. Let's call it a day. We did it. Very original. I'll be real. Very original solution. That is not me being facetious. That is a very original solution. Originality is not always a good thing. Sometimes there's a reason no one ever tried that before. Sometimes the reason why no one tried that before is because it's dumb. So you do gotta be careful with that. You gotta be careful with that. You wanna be innovative. You wanna be... Ow! Hi, Whiskey! How are you doing? You wanna be innovative. You wanna do something good. But sometimes there's a reason why no one tried that before. Sometimes the road less traveled is less traveled because it's filled with scorpions. You know? Sometimes the road less traveled is the nest. It goes straight to a red dragon's nest. Doing alright, just spent some time making spicy products with my girlfriend in Schedule 1. Ooh, I'm doing good, I'm doing good. Hope you're doing good too. I mean, you're doing alright, so that's good. Yeah, had a kind of a... Although I do say I'm doing good reflexively, I did had like a really rough day yesterday, but don't worry too much about it. If I'm doing good enough to stream, that's good enough. It's super easy wicket that works. I'm better than normal. That's good. That's good to hear. Well, I'm gonna worry a little. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Just not sure if it's something I should bring up on stream. But don't worry too much about it. You have my Discord so you can talk about whatever you want. Ah, thank Whiskey. Once I feel like I'm more ready, I will talk about it with you then. about this? I think I want to do this. Hugs. So, what is the game? You may spill the tears, young kids say to stay whenever you're ready. Ah yes, the younglings and their tea, always being spilled. So what's the game about? What's the game you were playing about? Was it a collab game? Was it first person? I don't know I don't know much about first person games because, you know. Schedule one's about you being a drug dealer and crafting drugs. Ah! That one got pretty viral because you get into all sorts of weird shenanigans, right? That one! Okay, okay, okay. And also because you can do funny names for your varieties, if I'm not mistaken. The thing you can make are funny and you can name them whatever. That is a good sales. Honestly, there is just so much goof potential for naming things whatever you want. I made something that sets people on fire and makes them fart, so I call it Taco Bell. You can decide the side effects too? Okay, okay, that... The game is a gold mine for content and laughs. Alright, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Or was it like a natural side effect of the things you mixed? Funny thing, you said you were doing spicy things. I was gonna make a joke of were you making Taco Bell? I almost cracked that joke. Little did I know, it was the truth. Man, that reminds me, Taco Bell is relatively new in Brazil. Still. I think certain things cause certain effects, so you know what you're making, kind of. Ah, I see. But I mean, the unexpected effects are the funniest. Mixing different things can create different effects. That's cool. That is pretty cool. Oh, I actually had an idea here. Hold up. Which is why I found an effect calculator online, so I put in what effects I want in order to get the grid. Oh my god, there's an effect calculator. That's how I know things got serious. Damn. This is how you know things are serious. I remember when I used to play Ragnarok Online. The game was so obtuse, you actually needed a calculator to figure out what your stats were actually going to do to you from level to level. So you could have like a more optimized experience at final level. I remember I actually would like spend hours. I had I used a scientific calculator to calculate the damage of one particular weapon that was very hard to calculate. So I could figure out how much strength I actually needed on the build. You said the fact calculator and my mind immediately went to this. But that is cool, it's cool. That means you can control the harm of what you're doing and make the funniest side effects possible. There one that makes them cluck like a chicken. And did they get mad at you for the side effects? No, but there is one that makes them explode. Goddamn. That is the most don't do drugs children thing I ever heard. Children, you shouldn't do drugs or you're literally gonna explode. Oh, interesting. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I guess you would be looking for a different experience if you're in the market for these. I see, I see. That makes sense. So if someone wants their drugs to give them diarrhea, glow in the dark and seizures, they are happy if you give it to them. I see. So customers have some extreme types of preference. I see, I see. Interesting. That's a very interesting game. So you kind of need the calculator in order to complete missions and stuff, huh? Interesting. Huh. So whoever made this game actually put a lot of thought into it. One game of this type that I wanted to play, but I'm not even sure if it's good. It's the Card Shop Simulator. If I were to do one of these, I think it would be that one. I once spent 2 hours making a list of every client I favorably affect, then assigned them to my dealers, which made specific products to satisfy my customers. Wow! Now that's customer service. That is dedication. The spreadsheet comes out. You are no match for me for when my spreadsheet comes out. Huh. I knew there'd be a lot of money in drugs. Goddamn. Good job, Whiskey. I got a spreadsheet and I ain't afraid of using it. Conceptually, these games seem a lot of fun, but at the end of the day, I'm more of a kill things on screen kind of person. It is funny. No, I'm not really that violent, I just... But when it comes to video games, I am just more used to a direct approach for problem solving. I was a logistic officer in high school, ROTC, and have actually always wanted a logistic job. Oh, really? Huh. Seems like you'd be good for the job. Mm-hmm. Do, 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 do. Mm-hmm. There we go. I think I upped this too much, so we do this. And we do like this. We go. As a high school student, I manage inventories, uniform book, military medals, ribbons, everyday school supplies. So I think I'd be good at it as an adult. Do you still lack any requirements to get a job on the field? It could be something you can work towards getting in the future, if it's something you'd like. Ah, college. Really, only college? One of those jobs that only with a degree you can get in, huh? Weird. I don't know. I think here in Brazil, like if you have, if you went to military school, it kinda counts, right? Depending on what you learn. So I'm gonna go out of a limb and guess that it's very different there. Yep, even though you really only need to know spreadsheets and training on whatever program the company uses. Yeah. You know, it is pretty funny. people rely so much on like college degrees, and US has a lot of jobs that require college degrees. Here too, it's the I think it's the same like nearly everywhere. Which is why I still find amazing that there are so many certificates, so many degrees, so many this, so many that. Because people want to make sure that they're hiring the best person for the job. And they always hire shit. I don't think that system is working, Chief. Even though you could do those jobs just on site learning. Yeah, this happened because of the notion that you need to be smart to go to college. So this is like the way to filter out those who would be seen as like less desirable for hiring. There's a bunch of weird socioeconomic implications too that I'd rather not get into. There's some elitism here and there. Also, companies hate to teach you to do things. They don't like the idea of training employees and they go work somewhere else, you know? Which is why some companies will literally rip off interns. Oh, you're a student intern? Here, let me give you a job that is actually not gonna help you learn anything. That actually happened to my mother when she was young. She got an internship at a company, and the company just was like, and they were like, okay, what's our first assignment? And they lock it then in like a mail room, and their job was to lick envelopes. Was just licking envelopes all day. And then they asked when they were gonna do something actually that would teach them. The guy was just like, no, this is the internship. You stay here and you lick envelopes. So they just quit on the spot for good reason. Because they were just looking for some free labor. My company hire interns, which is cool. So they hire and pay the intern who is going for college on a field that we need them to train for what we need. You don't need a college degree for licking, just street experience. Yep. That is true. That is true. Yeah, that place did not intend to hire anyone. They absolutely did not. They just wanted like some free labor. Some places are just shit. Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. I think the internship program got cancelled because the school found out what they were actually doing. Because at the end of the day, the reason the school is recommending students to go there is so they will learn something. So it looks really bad for the school when the students learn nothing. So yeah. Oops. Here we go. There we go. I learned how to lick 69 envelopes a minute. I got my first girlfriend right after. I love this internship. Then I died poisoned by the internship, the glue from the envelopes. God damn it, my boss name was George Constanza. I don't know if you ever watched Seinfeld to get that reference. But like... that was a thing that happened in the show, kinda. I watched that series recently. Never got into it. It is for people of a particular taste. If you like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Seinfeld is like a 90s safer version of that. It is basically the idea that everyone kind of sucks. My dad watches it and I walk through the room, catches some stuff. Ah, I see. Yeah, it was like super popular in the 90s. Which was why most people went to see B-Movie. Probably like it now. I tried watching it when I was a teenager and did not get it at all. Yeah, it is... it is a different type of humor. It is definitely a different type of humor. And nowadays, a lot of it is dated too. Unfortunately, a lot of the humor just doesn't really work that well anymore. There is an episode about it being rude to call someone over the cell phone. Which I'm not entirely sure was ever a thing. I guess it was. I'm gonna have to let the dated sitcom take the dated sitcom word for it, that people thought at one point that it was rude to send like messages via cell phone was considered rude at one point. In that time, you couldn't send messages on the call. That is true. So it was a cell phone call was very rude. Sorry. That's what it was. It was a cell phone call that was very rude. Texting was invented in 1999, I think. Ah. Seinfeld was already out of business in 1999, wasn't it? They already had the finale. It was a show. I don't know why. When I was younger, I had a sitcom phase. I had a sitcom phase first, and then I had an anime phase. But I imagined how long it took mainstream. My anime phase is still ongoing. But at a time where cable was the main source of entertainment, I just had a bunch of sitcom reruns to watch. Ah, first text. Okay. Imagine how long it took to be mainstream. I can't quite recall. I do think... Yeah, no, it must have taken a while. It was probably very inefficient at first. Must have been, right? And when people started texting each other, I'm sure there were like a bunch of people going like, oh my god, no one talks to each other anymore. All they do is text. And those goddamn emojis? Ugh. What is that tree followed by 2 dots even supposed to mean? Hambanga Neotechnology. First emoji was in 1999. There was a list. There was a compilation of all emojis that someone made. I think I don't remember who, but there's like the inventor of emojis. Yeah, no, everyone was like sending panicked emojis at each other for the when the Y2K bug was supposed to drop. To this day, people don't quite agree if the Y2K bug didn't happen because it never was an issue, or if it never happened because it was an issue, but everyone took precautions against it. You know, it cost... Wow, that's a lot of money. Dang. Man, I remember there was a time where you could use Adobe Trial indefinitely by just turning back the clock on your PC. It was so easy. Oh, my Adobe license expired? Traveling time, bitch! It was so funny that worked. Do you remember Adobe Fireworks? Adobe Fireworks? I don't think I do. Was it like an Adobe program that all it did was like throw fireworks in your PC? I don't think I had that. I remember one time we bought a new PC and it came installed with this weird ass program, this weird ass Felix the Cat game, where you could make animations with characters from the titular show Felix the Cat. It was a design program, super easy to use. I used it in my information technology class in high school. Ah! Man, I never had that one. Never even heard of it. Amazing. Did you see the rise of Merc? It was outdated by the time I graduated. Such is technology. MIRC. The first chat rooms. Those were so old. I learned what cybersex was because of one of those. Sounds like 80s chat rooms. Nah, it was 90s. It was 90s. I don't remember which 90 it was, but it was 90s. Basically, it was this program you could install on your PC. That was like a white screen with text. And there you could download bots for it. There you could like program it to have like to make your test colored. And a bunch of there were like a bunch of Pokemon chat rooms. And one of my core memories was that I installed it, so because there was a Pokemon chat room that I wanted to join. But I joined the wrong room and a guy named Charizard Daddy was having cybersex with someone named Sweet Girl 69. Yeah, HMLT, you could actually embed the chat room on your website with that. It allowed for it. And I recall there wasn't like any proper moderation for it either. So it was absolutely a Wild West sort of situation. I used to have so much gay furry cybersex on the Windows system. Using it exactly as it was intended to be used. I was a fox furry at the time too. You know, it's interesting. I don't think you are the only person I know who used to have a fursona and is now a VTuber. I know at least one other person with that exact profile. Like, honestly, the Venn diagram of furry and VTuber is It's strong. It's very strong. Also, I do recall this one meme that all fox furries are bottoms. Would you like to... Do you have anything to add to said allegations? Funny thing is, when I was trying to think of what model I could use, I couldn't figure out. My best friend said, "Why aren't you a fox furry? Go with a fox model." Blew my mind. Makes sense? The person I know that used it to be a furry had like a snow leopard slash ocelot persona, but now they're a possum. Very fair, being versatile. He's good. You get the best of both worlds. Do, do, do. Do, do. There we go. There we go. Anyone I've been with has been a bottle, so I can just lay back and relax. Gosh damn it. Maybe one day, Whiskey. Maybe one day. Okay. So let's see. Still missing this. I think... Are we done with this one? I want to be dominated in a little spoon and after chewing. Now I have feeling. Okay, so there are a few things. So. Yeah, I wanna see this a little bit first. Maybe like this. Hey Lunatic, welcome to the stream. Good morning. Hope you had good drinks. I'm sure Momochi must be tired of being the top all the time. It's interesting that that's always what's assumed. Okay, I think we go with this. Maybe like this. Okay. So I'll do this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was thinking about just trying to put everything behind. Doesn't work like that. Soft on strings, hard in the sheets. I will say one thing about Momochi though. She is always the one who notices first when there is a lady with really big booba in the vicinity. Always. Of course she is. It's always like we go to the gym, it's like, holy crap, did you see that lady? And I'm like, what? Reveal one king to the chat. Hand holding. There we go. Leo, would you go to Hardy jail? Spicy. Ta-da! There was one thing I want to do here. I kind of want... I think it was this one. Yeah. I love Danganronpa music. I pay less attention to the stream and to my ninja, more to my ninja, just so damn cute. I'm glad you like it, Whiskey. This is why I make them after all. Okay, now. Ah, there we go, much better. You pixelated me 100 times, so you turned fine art at spite. Now I just need to do the details for the sword. That's all that we're missing here. And I need to see if I can actually find the sword. I think... There we go. I need a zoom out of the sword. Ah, it kind of has like a claymore thing to it. Okay. Let me see if I can export. It's kind of low res, but it's all I have. Let's see. Thank you for the pet, Lunatic. New layer here. There we go. Okay, so this is the sword. I want to do big commission at some point, but I have to wait for my new model to be done. Ooh. Oh, you're updating your model. Fancy. Fancy. Already paid by fast grow. Nice. Okay, so first let's change the color. Because, whoa. Why was I in the wrong layer? Okay, so first is... Nice, nice, nice. Gonna get some new improvements. Is it gonna be like updated art version, or are you gonna make like some big changes to the design? I'm curious. Big changes? Oh. Are you still gonna be a bartender, or are you like gonna swap up? Just answer that if it's not too much of a spoiler, of course. I will answer all questions, no worries. Okay, I think this is around how thin the sword is. Let me make... Let's add some shine to it here. With some contrasting darkness here. I think this gives like a little metal effect. And the scabbard, kinda like... That's not a scabbard, that's another thing. Anyways. It has like a dingus here. I think I don't want it to be too big, though. So I think best to do it like this. Oh, like this is better. Okay. Okay. There we go. If you get a scabbard, should put a band-aid on it. So this is Whiskey design when he was in the Mafia in the 1920s. Ah, I see. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think this works for the sword. I think I'm gonna do just a little bit here. And we can do... like this. The designer said he was taken out by a rifle maverick, sustained many injuries. Ah. Okay. I think I want the blade to be a bit bigger. There we go. Last thing I want is to draw a man with a blade that's not as big. You know? He is a Zenko, a divine messenger fox with the power to hide the fox features, but due to the injuries he lost focus of his magic and reveal his features. Oh. We go. Okay, we're doing good. Now all I need is this. Go and yeah, you know what? I think it feels a little bit plain, but oh, like this is fine. This is like a fine effect. He later became known as Macnara's demon, and he was sent out to eliminate rival Mash's family. I see. Gonna have a Mafia saga. That is cool. Okay. Careful, we're almost done. As a Zenko, he's strong, heals fast, and uses some magic. Like illusion magic or more practical ones? I remember I had an OC that was Fox based too a long time ago. He was kind of a con artist, so using illusion magic for everything made it funnier. But with his upbringing, he only knows Foxfire and changing his appearance enough to hide his fox features. Ah, I see. Okay, I think we don't need reflexes here. I do need this. There we go. I figured he sold life out 3 years ago, but never really did anything with it. That is fair. Sometimes it's just fun to make up stories and then wait until a rainy day or the right time to actually do something with them. Until now, and I realized I could throw money at you and animate it. I can do that. That is true. see here. You know what? I think I just wanna do this one. Yeah, like this. There we go. Oh, wrong layer. There you go. Asked you a while ago if you wanted to be part of my original story. Do you remember that? I do, I do. My lord has some quirks to it, so so it just gotta check out if everything works well before. Because you're a demon hunter, I unalive someone important. Ah, I see, I see, I see. Yeah, that part completely okay with me. There we go. I thought you would have a small part where you tracked me down from Japan to the States. Ah, I see. Oh. Yeah, that would be fine. That would be fine. There it go. Setting up. Oh, oh, oh. We're almost there. And then you're ready to end me, you just see how dead inside I am and leave. I like making myself a non-combatant, just a researcher. Just like he's saying, for real, for real. I am sure Lunatic can. Whiskey. I think the sword might be a little bit too thick here. Okay. So I just need to adjust this. Yeah, this is looking like a blade saw. There we go. Yeah, no, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, so we finished the attack animation. And now everyone, it is time for me to go to bed. Thank you all very much for joining me. So thank you very much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I am pretty sleepy. Let me see. Do we raid or do I just go to bed? Oh god. I think I'll just go to bed today. I'm feeling very sleepy. Everyone, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it again. So, y'all have a good day or night. Stay awesome. And remember, when in doubt, when you think you can do it, just think like a ninja. And sure you can. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Ow. Wait, did you bonk my boobs? Did you just bonk my boobs? I think you bonked my boobs. Anyways, bye-bye. Wee. I think you bonked my boobs.